actually like I had a like split face kind of. Is the light shining through the window? Hey darlings, welcome back. Adjust you just a little bit. In this video I'm going to show you how to make this kind of like a top, a layering top with a cute like decorative elements, so that you can like layer your outfit, make it more interesting and cuter and colorful and unique and personal, or like that fits your personal style. It's also reversible, so you can do like two different kind of like styles for each occasion, and then you can just like reverse it or like put it on different ways. You could also make this in like 4 ways if you do like lining piece onto each panel like this. So you could have like 4 different kinds of things in one garment, which would be actually really cool. I didn't really think about it that far, but that would be really interesting project to make at some point. I saw this kind of like garments in Japan when I was there in January, February this year. And I thought like to myself that like it would be really cool to make something like this at home. And this is like my first prototype, or like it's not a prototype, but like first version of this garment. I do recommend kind of like trying it on when you're doing it. I didn't really do that, so it ended up a bit too like, I think the straps are, I think the length is okay, maybe a bit too much. Like it could be a couple centimeters shorter so that the back panel would kind of like stand properly. I could also loosen up these so that it would like kind of hang lower. And also the front panel is kind of like just a couple of centimeters, maybe like 3 centimeters too wide, so it kind of looks a bit saggy on me, but I don't really mind it personally. The only problem with that is that the straps are kind of far apart, so they kind of feel like that they might kind of fall down. Instead of doing like a complete rectangle kinda, you could also like sew in like darts or like pleats here to kind of make it more like triangular, kind of like that. So that could be like one way of doing it more like fitting onto your body. Like this is really cute, and like it actually adds like really nice effect. This is not maybe like the best possible outfit for this, but like it does work with like normie clothing or like J fashion in general, or you could wear it with Lolita if you have like specific theme. You could like add it onto this, and like you only need like fabric or fabrics if you want to like play around with different patterns. Some tall lace or like ribbon, what kind of like whatever you have in your stash. Let's start off by measuring the width of the panel. You can decide how wide you want it to be. For me, I thought that 25 centimeters is okay, and since the front panel or the like bodice panels are rectangular, they are 25 wide like throughout. Then from the waistline upwards, you should measure how high you want the bodice piece to be. For me, 28 centimeters seemed okay. For the strap, you should measure the whole strap length, so from the waistline front to all the way to the back, and for me it's 86 centimeters. When cutting the pieces, you can either use pattern or just cut it with measuring tape. I didn't use any pattern, but I am checking that the measurements are valid after cutting all the pieces. Then I chose the laces and ribbons that I wanted to use in this project. And these are the frills that are gonna come to the strap, so you should curve the other edge, and the straight line is the one that is facing outside, or like is the one that is not attached to the strap. So this is basically how you want to ruffle it or pleat it on the curved edge. First, I turned the top edges of the bodice pieces and then moved on to deciding on the decorations. I was initially trying to kind of like do stripes with the lace and the ribbons, but I ended up doing this kind of like whimsical, kind of like crisscrossing thing that I have, like just plain lace, one layer going across the whole bodice thing, and then I have this kind of like roughly organza topped with like this pink scalloped edged organza ribbon. Also this like mint tulle heart-shaped strip that I will kind of like pleat around here. And I was thinking about like using this somehow, maybe doing a heart shape or something with the flowers like up here. I think I will attach all of the other elements first and then play around with this flower thing. After figuring out a proper layout for the ribbons and laces, I stitched them in place one by one, and this is how it turned out. I decided to add like one more detail of the with the flower ribbon to make a little heart onto the like waistline, near the waistline. I pleated the tulle onto one of the strap pieces and then sandwiched the pleated tulle in between the two strap pieces like this. And then you should have something like this. Next up is a bit confusing part, but you should take your strap, place it like this onto the bodice and lift up the first layer of strap fabric, only sewing on 2 layers of fabric and doing it on both bodice pieces. Next up, turn the frill towards the outside, and then you should have on the wrong side of the bodice the overlapping seam allowance. Sew on the dotted line here. How you can do this is by turning the seam allowance towards the strap, so inside the strap, and then placing the overlapping part onto the seam allowance or the seam. And you can zigzag the edge and then top stitch it on the right side of the fabric. Or what you can also do is that you can turn in the seam allowance and kind of like sandwich all of them together and top stitch on the wrong side of the fabric. And then you should just sew end to end the whole strap in one go. On the neckline part, you should just turn the seam allowances inside the strap and top stitch while you go. And at the end, you should have something looking like this. The final construction part is to attach the ties onto the waistline. How I did this is I just put on the ribbon and turned the hem twice. And here are the attached strips, and it's ready. Ta-da! I added some little bows onto the back side of the top just for extra decoration. Yeah, what do you think? I think it's really cute. A bit on the longer side, but like that's how it is right now. I might also add some like cute like lace onto the bottom of this so that it will kind of match the top edge or like the sides or something. Alright, that's it guys. If you have any questions or if there was any like unclear parts, please let me know in the comment section. I would be happy to help you. And yeah, please do give me suggestions what kind of things you would like to see me do next. And I will see what I can do. I'm really into like DIYing stuff right now, and I really want to do like tutorials, so I'm like really excited about that. Thank you for watching this video. We will see next time then. Bye!